Hi everyone, it's Kute here, sending you love wherever you are around the world in this moment. You know, so often I work with clients and I get emails from around the world of people going through something. They're going through something and they're worrying. You know, that thing, that worry thing you worry about everything that's going to happen? Are you a warrior? Let me ask you a question, my friends. Has your worrying gotten you anywhere? Has your worrying proved productive? Has your worrying proved effective? Has your worrying produced the result you wanted? If it hasn't, I suggest you give it up and get a better job, because worrying is a waste of time. The amount of time we spent worrying, about number one, things that are not in our control. We're trying to worry about what will that person do and what does that person think, and we worry about what will happen over, with this thing over there. Number one is things we can't even control. Worrying about something that you cannot control will completely cause you nothing but suffering. If you want to suffer, worry about everything you can't control. The weather, people. I mean, have you tried to control people? Have you noticed, my friends, that as you worry about what's that person thinking, I have to control what they think so they won't think of something about me, or they'll think another thing. It's exhausting and it's a complete waste of time. The other thing I've seen people worry about that disconnects us from freedom and joy and living our lives fully is we start doing this thing where we worry about things in the future. You know, we do a very smart thing and we worry about stuff in the future. Now, I'm not saying it's not important to plan for things in the future. I'm not saying it's not important to strategize, but we start worrying by adding a whole story about a future fantasy, about something in the future that hasn't happened yet, and we start experiencing the stress of that in the present moment right now. I mean, that's kind of like worrying about, being fat in the future and freaking out and beating yourself up about something, being 400 pounds overweight in the future, and you're not. I mean, there's no point. But that's one of the things that I have seen create suffering. You start worrying about something in the future. And most of the time, have you seen that most of the time you worry about something in the future, it hasn't even happened yet, and it may never, at 80%, it will often never happen. But you worried about it, and you went through the pain and the suffering, associated with that thing. You might as well have done it. You might as well have gone. You might as well have eaten the 2 tubs of ice cream and enjoyed the process. But now you got the pain without anything in return. The other thing is, I've seen where we worry about the past, we're worrying about what we did, we're worrying about what we should have done, we're worried about what we could have done over there. But the thing is, if you would have, could have, should, if you could have done it better, chances are you would have done it better in reality. No, but I could have, but you didn't. And you worrying about that right now is actually not going to change anything back there. Have you noticed? But we worry. Oh my God, I don't believe. Why did I do that? I shouldn't have done that. What's wrong with me? Did it change? Is your bank account going up as you... If it's going to affect your bank account, then I would say worry. If it's going to change that relationship, I would say do it. See, worrying in that moment is actually a sneaky way I found that the ego kind of avoids responsibility, because all that time that goes into worrying about what it could have and should have, and feeling bad and feeling terrible and feeling guilt and shame about that thing in the past is time that is taken away from actually in this moment taking full responsibility for what you can do, for what you can't do, for the things you can control. Is taking away responsibility for saying, okay, I can do this, I did that, I screwed up here, I made a mistake, but I can actually, go have a conversation with this person. I can go and make amends with that person. I can go and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and be proactive and take responsibility for what I can actually do and put myself on the line that way. But when we're worrying, we go into a victim mode. It's happened to us, woe is me, that we actually don't have to take full responsibility in that moment for our actions, face the consequences of our actions, and do something about it. The reality, my friends, is worrying is a waste of time. You might say, but what if? Here's a sneaky mind. He goes, well, what if I get sick? What if I, lose my bank account? What if? Well, what if the aliens come, take you, kidnap you, take you onto the planet Plutonatron, and have a dance party on the moon with you, and then bring you back 40 years later? What if? Then what? What if there's an earthquake and then everything you worried about is a complete waste of time? What if? See, your mind can what if you to death. But if you listen to the mind, if you simply listen to the mind and are run by the mind, you have 65,000 thoughts every single day. Bam, bam, bam. 65,000 thoughts every single day. Most of which are actually the same thoughts as yesterday, conditioned by the past. So if you're simply listening to all the thoughts that are running through your mind, you, my friends, are in trouble. Do not simply listen to the thoughts going through your mind, convincing you of everything to worry about. Do not listen to the thoughts in the mind as they just run through. Observe the mind, observe the thoughts. It's so important, if you want to be free, to have a relationship with the thoughts, a relationship with your mind, and know that just because a thought is in your mind, just because a thought is going through your brain, oh my God, I'm freaking out, what's going to happen? I'm going to be homeless, this is going to happen. Chances are it's not going to happen, but just because a thought is in your mind, just because a thought is in your mind does not mean it's real. Have a relationship with your mind. Have a relationship with your thoughts. Take responsibility. Take control of your mind. And actually focus on what is it that you can control. What is it that is in your control? What is it that you can do? What phone call can you make? Who can you speak to? What is it that is actually in your control? And make peace with that. Make peace with that. If you look at nature, amazing friends, if you look at nature, the trees, and the sun and the moon, do you worry? Do you worry about, oh my God, the sun? Have you ever worried about the sun? As in, like, is the sun going to come up tomorrow? You go to sleep at night, oh my God, I can't sleep, I'm sweating. And I say, you call me up and say, Kute, I can't fall asleep. And I say, why? Because I'm worried about if the sun's going to come up. Is the sun going to come up? The sun's been coming up for millions of years. The moon will arise. The rain will come. The fruit will ripen. It's the cycle. It's the cycle of nature. Just like a child, 5, 6 years old, at least in Western countries, does not worry about, how am I going to eat dinner tonight? It just is being. If you look at nature, a seed is planted. The water, the sun, a process, and when the fruit is ready, it ripens and it falls off of the tree, or it sprouts out of the earth, and that mango, for instance, is now ripe. You can stress about it. Is it going to ripen? When is it going to ripen? Why isn't it ripening fast enough? What's going on? Maybe God doesn't love me. No, it's just nature doing its thing. And many of us as human beings, I believe we have forgotten that we are also born out of existence. We are born out of this infinite creation of life. We are part of, you could say, nature with a capital N, this innate intelligence that is breathing us, functioning us, doing the stars, doing the moon, doing the animals, doing the insects, doing all of existence is also what is doing you and I. But the ego creates separation, and we've forgotten that we're actually part of the totality of nature. Nature's just chill, it's just happening. It's just, we interfere with nature and kind of mess it up. But nature, if we just kind of work in harmony with it, it does its thing. The sun rises and it sets, and the moon is just happening, and the fruits ripen. You and I are part of nature. So I believe that if you truly want to start living, if you truly want to be free, if you truly want to live in the flow, you must surrender. Surrender yourself to the flow of life that is already happening, and let go. If you look at the animals in the jungle, you know, there's no struggle, there's no stress, there's no lion waking up in the jungle in Africa and going, oh, how am I gonna eat today? Oh my God, how do I? It's just like the lion just wakes up, smells its armpits, and what does it do? It just gallops through the jungle, and, you know, finds its prey and just chills out, and it's just hanging. No stress. We are one of the only species, I think, that actually stress about nothing. Stress about nothing, because on your deathbed, amazing friends, when that moment comes, when the Great One takes you away to your next experience, most of the things you spent worrying about, did he like me, did she like me, why did he not call me, why did they think that, why did I not get that job, why did this not happen, why, all that stuff that you lost your hair for, you won't care about. What you'll care about is, did I love? What you'll care about is, was I fully myself? What you care about is, did I spend time with my loved ones? What you care about is what's real. So when you find your mind spinning off, when you find yourself worrying about mostly futile stuff, ask yourself, is this something I will care about really on my deathbed? Is this something that's going to be meaningful for me when I'm about to die? And if it's not, drop the story, drop the worry, drop the spinning, and just breathe. Bring yourself back to the moment. Chill. Yes, you might need to handle the situation. So ask yourself, what do I need to do to actually handle this right now? What's in my control right now? And then actually do it. But you don't need to suffer. Suffering is optional. It's an optional, you know, side plate on the menu of life. It's not a requirement, my friends. We have one life. As you have one life. And once it's gone, it's gone. And at that moment, I'm going to assume in the heavens somewhere, you can't go to God and say, God, you know what, I screwed up. I wasted 4 years of my life worrying. Can I get a refund on that? It's gone. Every single day, live it with no regrets. Live it fully. Live it completely, so that when that moment comes, you're ready. Live so fully each moment that you are so alive that you are ready to go at any moment. How would you need to live each day, amazing friends, with no regrets? It's time to stop worrying and time to start living. Squeeze every moment out of every second. Sending you love wherever you are. If you enjoyed this blog, please subscribe, share it with your friends around the world. Send it to everyone you know. I look forward to connecting with you in person at some point at one of my events. Meanwhile, I'm sending you good vibes and love wherever you are. Love now.